Ellipses, ellipses, ellipses.
Snore. I think this is you.
Mr. Naruhodo. Mr. Naruhodo.
That voice. That's Mr. Sholmes.
Oh, Naruhodo.
I knew, no matter who it was, I knew it was you. What's going on? It's the middle of the night.
It's Mrs. Strahd. She's gone.
Gina.
She's supposed to be sleeping in Iris's room, but her bed's empty.
Well, she's an independent young woman. She probably decided to go home, no?
I think not, from speaking to her before she retired. I received a distinct impression that she was looking forward to breakfasting with Miss Susato. No, I don't believe the girl's gone home, but I've been waiting for over an hour now.
Over an hour? Oh.
If you'll indulge me, look out the window, my dear fellow.
What's this about? Wait a minute. Why is there a light on at this time of night?
That's Mr. Winterbank's prompt brokery.
Mr. Winterbanks. Oh no.
Simple if this story that was really in the old Winterbank storeroom. There's no way someone from half around the world, in other words, you, could know about it.
Do we really need flashbacks from like 5 minutes ago?
I remember like it was yesterday. It was 5 minutes ago. Sorry, but if you ask me, he's old it. Without telling you.
Saying I remember it like it was yesterday when it was 5 minutes ago, it pretty much implies you remember it worse than you should.
Yeah. Well, that's a Fairly Odd Parents reference.
I remember. Along with summer camp.
Camp. And Dinkelberg! Congratulatory hand touch.
Could Gina have gone
to the panty raid? Is that? I thought we were just doing references. I'm sorry. It seems you have some knowledge of the situation, Mr. Naruhodo.
Sorry? Oh, no, not really.
Well, anyway, we must investigate. At once. Oh.
That was her.
At once!
Miss Susato. One of your other voices.
She should have just told everyone why she knows the title of the story.
The door to Winterbanks, it's open.
And the lamp is burning.
Must be Gina, mustn't it?
Let us hope it's nothing more sinister.
What?
Come, there's not a moment to lose. Clearly, something is afoot inside.
Calm down, Shady, calm down.
What's Shady saying?
This yes with more and more S's. He's getting excited.
Oh, because of Pop.
There's no one here.
Oh, yes. There is. Oh. Mr. Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes!
What the? Has Mr. Sholmes been shot?
Leave me, Mr. Naruhodo!
But...
After them! Go!
Right.
That might have been too genuine of a go. I apologize.
Blast. I've lost them. I think this is me. Hello, over here. Ah, it's Bobby. The alarm was raised from the pawnbroker, sir. Would you know something about that? Officer, come with me. It's my friend, Mr. Sholmes. He's been shot. Shot! Shady's like, damn, the game is really edging me here. the policeman close behind me, I ran back to Windibanks.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Mr. Sholmes!
Mr. Narado,
How bad is it? Never mind me, but there's much at stake. Behind that door. In the storeroom. Hurry! It's Gina!
Shady's losing his mind.
It's the release he's been craving.
Okay, no, Shady, calm down.
I'm gonna have to catch the VOD just to see Shady's reaction.
Good, because I'm not saying that on stream.
Bang!
Ah. Oh, this is...
It'll be alright, Mr. Naruto. After them, go!
Behind that door, in the storeroom. Oh, this here, behind the drums.
Behind that door, in the storeroom, go! Hurry!
It's doing what it just did.
It's a flashback to 5 minutes ago. Remember it like it was yesterday.
It's Gina. From that moment, Windibank's pawnbroker became a crime scene. Everything that followed happened in a whirlwind of activity. The arrival of the police, the preliminary investigation of the scene, and the questioning. It was just before dawn before I was allowed back to my lodgings at 221B. Oh, Iris.
Iris's model looks a lot better at that point. Like her weird half skirt into like petticoat bloomers is such a weird look. A telegram came, but all it said was, "Wait at home."
Oh yes, we asked one of the policemen to have it sent. It was simply impossible to come back.
When I woke up, I was all alone. Hurley and Ginny were gone. Everybody was gone. What happened, Reno?
Poor Iris, she's trembling. She's obviously trying very hard not to let herself get too worried. I'll explain everything that I know.
Something awful has happened, hasn't it?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Like, lead with, no one's dead.
Someone is dead.
Someone is dead, you're right.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Iris, but Mr. Windibank is dead. He was shot. We discovered it in the early hours of the morning.
Oh, yes, I had a feeling.
You did?
Well, I saw those police carriages pulling up outside his shop. So I knew something must have happened there.
When we entered Windibanks in the small hours, we disturbed a gang of 2 thugs. Is 2 counted a gang? Okay. They ran out in the street and I chased after them, but they got away.
So it was one of them who shot old Mr. Windibanks, I suppose.
I don't know, but it's not what the police believe at the moment.
Oh, why not?
They've arrested someone else as their prime suspect, you see. Gina.
Ginny? But why?
Well, the thing is...
No, Ginny wouldn't do something like that.
I know. None of us think she did it.
Then why have they arrested her?
I'm sorry. There was nothing I could do. Sure, let's just click that because it'll be weird when I come back to that.
I don't understand why they arrested Ginny. It's not fair. What about the two thugs that were at the scene? Why aren't they the prime suspects? After all, they shot Hurley dead, didn't they?
No, I mean, Mr. Sholmes isn't dead, Iris.
This is also horrible.
The thing is, Mr. Winterbank was found on the floor in the storeroom where he keeps all the
She's not
deposited
even-
articles.
Not even gonna be, oh, Hurley's not dead? Cool. Like, she just...
Well, I actually,
she
when I did this,
accepted
I did all the topics in order, so I already addressed about her early, and she still was like, they shot him dead.
Oh, fair enough.
The storeroom door was locked up from the inside.
I see. It's not like you can lock a door and close it behind you.
But he wasn't alone in there. Gina was found next to him on the floor as well.
Oh no!
And according to the detectives who investigated afterwards,
Don't tell me there was no one else in the room.
yes, exactly. How did you know?
It's the only explanation.
Yes, the only explanation indeed.
What do you mean by that, Runo? Well,
Ugh, what can I say? I'm damned if I agree, damned if I don't.
where's Haley then? Is he still there investigating the scene? You thought he was dead 3 seconds ago.
Like I said, I did it in the opposite order, so like...
He really ought to have some breakfast. It's not good for him to miss meals.
I don't want you to worry, Iris, but I have some news about Mr. Sholmes. He was taken to hospital this morning. We didn't hear you. We still haven't heard you.
What?
Okay, we kind of heard that. Well, when we
You can hear
entered,
"Oh Iris," but you can't hear what? I have 3 different pitches.
when we entered Winterbanks, a gun was fired, and he took a bullet.
What? Hurley? Was shot? No, no.
It's all right. His life isn't in danger.
Really? Are you sure? Where is he? Which hospital?
He's at St. Sinners. They're tending to him there.
Saint sinners.
St. Sinners.
I must see him at once.
I'm sorry, Iris, but you can't.
Why not? It's not fair. I'm a family member. I should be allowed.
No, I mean, nobody can see him at the moment. He's not allowed any visitors. They're preparing to operate, you see.
To operate? Oh, poor Hurley.
It was the 2 thugs who were in Mr. Winterbank's shop. They shot Mr. Sholmes when he disturbed them, you see.
I want you to do something before we finish all these conversation threads. I want you to check the shovel.
Okay.
Just to see if they have a comment, even though the mood is real dire right now.
It was pitch black inside the shop at the time. My mind went totally blank, I'm afraid. I just froze.
To them. Go! The storeroom, hurry! This is the 7th time.
After that, I ran out of the street, but... well, they were long gone. I shouldn't have hesitated. I'm so sorry. It's my fault. I let them get away.
That's a very good thing.
Sorry?
Well, if you'd seen which way they went and chased after them, you might have been shot as well, Haruno. On top of everything else, I couldn't bear that.
Oh, Iris. Iris, can we talk about the shovel for a moment?
But technically it's a spade, Runo.
The spade has been in here since we started renting the place.
Oh, please, please, please. Oh, yes! 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 Bruno, that's not a spade, it's a shovel.
Ah, you're a shoveler, are you? I had a feeling you picked me up on that.
Oh no, a pick is something else entirely.
Now I've dug myself into an even deeper hole.
Oh,
You were to talk about how dumb the shovel spade thing is, and now you're like getting relief from it.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Game of the year. Oh, so good.
Well, now I'm kind of curious. I dreamed all about here from home. Still only one eye colored in. Decided to color the other eye once I won my first court case in Britain, but
Oh my gosh. Just nobody cares about Susanoo. It's just like
listen, we started. We have to go through the whole room now. We'll talk about
Charlie's
Susanoo after.
fine. Winterbank is dead. Gina is accused. I let the people run away. Also, look at the shovel.
It's not a shovel, it's a spade.
Susanoo is just like screaming in the void where she is.
Happily,
rude.
because Iris is on her side.
That's cruel. Only letting him have one eye.
Yes, but because I don't consider myself a good enough lawyer yet, you see. Once I become a fully fledged lawyer, Mr. Zara will color in the other eye for me.
Well, in that case, why not color in the other eye now? And then every time you win a new case, give it an extra eye. You can never have too many eyes, you know.
Call me crazy, but I'd never considered that.
Oh, this is lovely.
I've only been here in London for about 2 months, my desk's starting to look a little messy already.
At least that's his progress, you know.
I'm sure if I try hard enough, I can make my desk as messy as Mr. Sholmes.
I wonder.
You don't think I can?
Just the dramatic sting is still playing. They don't even care. They're just like something serious is happening. Well, it takes a certain genius to reach that level of disorder, you know.
The path to true mess is long and arduous, it seems.
Oh,
It's spring at
I hope
last, and the weather is warmer now. But I love the
hope
smell
Shady's
of the
getting as
fire
much enjoyment.
and the steam rising from the kettle. He hasn't commented on this.
Oh, Iris just casually has a thermos.
Why wouldn't she?
She just came in like shakingly nervous because she doesn't know where anybody was, just clutching her thermos of like carefully prepared tea. It's like,
One of her special blends. She made it this morning. It was the first thing she did when she realized everybody's gone.
I was so stressed. I carefully like picked out the tea proportions and made this special tea for you, Runo.
The special blend is the culmination of all trauma and stress in my life right now.
It's chamomile. How about some tea, Runo?
Thanks, Iris, but I'm alright for now. With the green tea Susadistan makes me from time to time and Iris's unique herbal infusions, this place is paradise for a true tea lover.
If you're sure, you know I always have plenty wherever you feel thirsty. So Iris is gonna be your assistant for this case, it seems.
Right now she's with us.
Yeah.
So this is the tea set that Mrs. Ada brought with her from Japan. Let's hope she hasn't noticed me slipping sugar and milk in a cup when she makes it. It's just so bitter.
Susie's lovely green tea has quite an impact on Hurley, you know. He stopped putting milk and sugar in his coffee, even. And Hurley's normally bitterly opposed to bitterness.
We can read the telegram!
Oh, this looks like a telegram.
It is, but you mustn't open it, not under any circumstances.
Runo. Alright, I won't. Now then, let's see.
No, what did I just say? You mustn't open it.
Don't worry, I won't. With this special concoction I've developed, I'll be able to see through the envelope without having to open it.
No, that's not allowed either.
Oh, but I'm sure it's something important.
Little geniuses sure can be mischievous. We were rather lucky to find that old aquarium left behind here. The prawns we put in there are doing rather well. And the anemones too.
Apparently tanks like those were very popular in London before I was born.
Oh, you mean they're not anymore?
I think people discovered it was too much effort to clean them out and change the water all the time.
I can believe that. Prawns and anemones are fun. For a while. Do you know, I've never seen inside Mrs. Adder's room. I haven't so much as put my head around the door.
Oh, Susie often invites me up. It's so much fun.
Really? What's her room like?
I can't tell you that.
Oh,
A young maiden's private chamber is a place of bittersweet secrets, you know. Sounds like the exact
where
same
have I
thing.
heard that before? I suppose some things are the same the world over. I mean, that's just what all women say about their rooms. That exact phrasing.
People sound off in the comments if you or somebody you love of the female
You can only do that
persuasion-
once an episode.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I apologize. Gotta get sad.
I don't know, she doesn't look too sad. She looks kind of bored.
Where's Susie, Bruno?
She's still at the police station.
Oh, why?
I expect she's still being questioned. The police said they wouldn't be finished for a while.
Why aren't you there then?
Well, I didn't get a good look at the criminals anyway, so they weren't questioning me for long. Mrs. Adder stayed behind at the scene to tend to Mr. Sholmes, so they didn't get started until later.
Ah, I see.
Besides, one of us had to come back to be with Iris. Glad Inspector Gregson agreed to let me leaving early.
You should have let me know and I would have come to the station.
I'm afraid I'll need to go out again now, Iris. There's not much I can do at the moment, but I can at least try to find out how Mr. Sholmes and Gina are getting on.
I want to go too. Take me with you, Bruno.
Hmm.
I can't stand just sitting around here waiting.
I'm not sure how I feel about taking a 10-year-old child to the scene of a murder. But I don't want to leave her all alone here either. Alright then, Iris. Perhaps you can help me.
Oh, yes, I'd love to.
Gina's at the prison. Mr. Sholmes is probably in his hospital bed.
And don't forget, we have to visit the crime scene. We need to conduct a thorough investigation.
I can see you're ready for action. I imagine Iris would appreciate going to the hospital sooner rather than later.
I love attic runes, don't you? How exciting! So I was partially right when I thought before we started playing that she was going to be our assistant.
Right now she is, yeah. But to be fair, this is why I also felt you should voice her, because she plays the role of assistant sometimes. This is where you note down ideas, isn't it, Iris? Let's see, what does it say today? Ah, the Boscombe Valley Mystery.
We visited Boscombe Valley recently for a picnic, you see, but I forgot to bring the tea. So when Hurley became thirsty, I decided to drink from the Boscombe pool. He decided to drink. He gave himself an awful tummy ache.
Oh dear.
Hurley sat there miserable as can be in that field of flowers after that. Just like when you saw him yesterday.
There really is an unsavory tale. She has some interesting things she says about stuff, and so while we have her. It's a charming little white shelf, and full of charming little bottles too, but the contents in them aren't quite so charming, it seems.
So close now, I've nearly developed a rainbow smoke grenade, you know.
So you're still working on those colourful but funny explosions, are you?
I'll tell you what, when I've perfected it, I'll fire the first shot at you, Bruno.
What an honour. Come to think of it, I haven't seen you doing much writing recently, Iris. But there's paper already set up in the typewriter, I notice, as if you're about to start.
A little bit stuck for a new story idea, actually.
Well, you could consider using what happened to Mr. Natsume, perhaps.
Oh yes, that's a fabulous idea, and a great title just popped into my head as well. The Adventures of the Catty Man. The Adventures of the Catty Man. How's that, Runo?
Okay, your beautiful tea set is there on the table as usual. A cup of one of your special herbal blends always helps me to relax when I'm feeling the strain.
Poor Hurley, he hasn't had a drop of tea today. I wish I could take some to the hospital for him. There's no reason why you couldn't.
I mean, he's unconscious, presumably, because he's going into surgery. These are all mementos of Mr. Shun's past cases, I think. If he'd been involved in my case, I wonder if the beef steak from La Carnival would be instantly here.
Hurley says that Waggy's a memento, too.
What? How?
Tried really hard to get the little fella to stay on those shelves at first. They had to give up in the end. Waggy just wouldn't keep still.
Yes, funny that.
Could you imagine? There's a cat that sits perfectly still forever.
And there's one way to do that, but, like, let's not.
No!
The fire's burning comfortingly in the grate again today. It's a very different feeling to a Japanese hibachi somehow.
Hurley's been working on his disguises recently. He's been dressed as a woman mainly.
Really? Mr. Sholmes dresses in women's clothes.
Yes, you see the lady in that photographic print on the mantelpiece? That's Hurley.
He's quite stunning.
I ship it.
It's an unusual way to make use of a huge middle chest. It's a table for tea and coffee. But it is a very sturdy back, so I've noticed that's always lacked.
Oh, well, that's because that box contains some of my most important things.
Which you have no intention of telling me more about, judging from that guarded smile. There's all sorts in these shelves. Chemistry apparatus, books, papers, and lots of things I've never seen before. It's heaped up so high I can't help feeling that the whole lot is going to topple at any moment.
Yeah, Hurley does tend to overload the shelves.
That's one way of putting it.
He wanted to look something up in those books the other day, you know. But it was so tightly crammed and he gave up and went to buy a brand new copy instead.
Now this really is Mr. Shun's faithful performing partner then. The Scrapifarius? No, it's no good, it's gone. The virtuoso's violin that he found in the pawnbrokers and managed to buy for next to nothing.
He gets well soon. I miss hearing his violin playing already.
Oh, Iris, I'm sure he will. Look at Mr. Shrome's desk, it's completely clear. Looks totally different without that enormous machine on it.
Hurley lives in an absolute mess all the time. He never notices when things go missing.
Even Mr. Shromes must have noticed that huge lump of metal is no longer there, surely. Okay, so where should we go?
Let's go to the hospital first. Can we go to the hospital?
St. Sinners?
Yeah. Hurley! Oh, it's starting to lag a little bit on my end.
Oops.
He's not here.
No, that's strange. The nurse definitely said he was in the bed by the window, didn't she?
Oh, I know what's probably happened. Hurley was being a big baby and the balloon wasn't that bad after all, so he's been sent home.
I'm not so sure about that. Baby or not, there's no question that it was a fairly serious injury that Mr. Shulm suffered.
Oh.
I think this is me. Hello.
It's a Bobby.
Whatever here. Yeah. This ward is off limits, no visiting. So what are you doing here, eh?
Bum, bum, bum. Well, I'll have you know, we're Hurley's next of kin.
Eh? Oh, well, begging your pardon then, ma'am. Sir? A little lady and a curious Eastern gentleman. The great mystery solvers is a mysterious family, eh? If that's how you see us, sure.
The constable, where's Hurley?
I believe he is currently in the operating theater, ma'am, undergoing an extensive operation.
Civ?
It has been several hours since you went in.
Oh dear, is he gonna be alright?
Well, it doesn't appear to be working, you see. The anesthetic, that is.
Oh,
I have heard a report the gentleman claimed he may have had a little too much to drink last night. Coffee, that is. Anyway, I think it would be fair to assume that he won't be back here for several hours yet. I see, thank you, Constable. Perhaps we should leave and come back later.
poor Hurley.
There's a notice board on the wall here, look. Let's see, what does it say? Thought of the day. On seeing any vermin, calmly and discreetly inform matron.
Oh yes, they have rats and mice in the hospital like this that love to feast on all the medicine. If you don't deal with them, there's nothing left to treat the patients.
Rats and mice. Oh, I see. This is a rather old building, I suppose.
But the doctors and nurses are all very good, I hear.
I certainly hope so, for Mr. Sholm's sake. I saw... Oh. It's just me, Mr. Sholm's bed.
Oh, Hurley.
I know, it looks as stiff as a board, doesn't it?
Oh, I don't think that would bother him.
No?
We have to find him asleep face down on the floor, completely dead to the world.
I think I'd call the police if I discovered someone like that. Let's see, anything else? Oh! I wonder what these are. Do you have any idea, Iris?
Haven't you ever seen crutches before? Let me explain. They're for people with leg injuries to help them walk. You have one under each arm, you see.
Ah, right. I thought they were weapons of some sort.
Why would there be weapons in a hospital?
Thought maybe a fighter had been injured in a battle contest and brought here along with his weapons.
That's surprisingly plausible.
Okay. Now where?
Ba-ba-ba-ba, prison.
Oh, hey, Gina. Come here often?
Rather insensitive.
Hello, Gina.
Did they ever keep the grenade launcher?
I mean, it's only smoke grenades. Which probably you shouldn't let a criminal have, or a suspect in a jail cell.
Launch ahead.
Wow, I heard like one word of that line.
But you can still hear, "Oh, Iris, I." Oh, you still have the grenade launcher Haley and I made.
You don't need to say it so slow. I wish that she wouldn't have pointed at me all the time, though.
Are you here for? Ginny?
I have a feeling it's because of us they've ended up in trouble. So we're thinking that we might be able to help you.
You can't.
Sorry?
Ed, get lost. Don't be like that, Ginny. I know you didn't do it. You'd never shoot someone. I just know you wouldn't. You think you know me? Pull the other one. Oh. You ain't got the first idea about the likes of me. I am a thief. I pinch people's purses when they're walking down the street. That's how I get by. And if I saw me the chance, I'd sneak into a pawn shop any day of the week. Just to see what I could lay me hands on. Get it? That's the kind of person I am. But Ginny, I'll be in court tomorrow, they said. Some cove came by before and said he'd be a lawyer for me or the like, said it was my right or something. Well, I told him to get stuffed. I don't need no lawyers, I don't need no one.
She couldn't be staring at me any more obviously if she tried.
Why are you being like this, Ginny?
I don't understand, Gina. Why did you send the public defender away?
He wanted me to sign some papers, presentation papers or something like that. It's all gonna be rigged anyways, the whole trial. They'll pin it on me because I'm a kid. That's what grown-ups do, always do. Why do you think that? Because that's how it's always been for me, growing up in the back slums my whole life. If you do what the grown-ups tell you, it'll get your mates dragged off by the coppers, or worse. I've had it happen to me before and all. Been sold out, nearly snaffled on the back of it. Can't trust no one, that's the point. As soon as you do, you're going to grass. Dead.
Gina, listen. If you like, in tomorrow's trial, I could...
Forget it. Ginny? Don't you trust Runo? Nah, I don't. Look, I'll ask you nicely now. Just leave me alone.
Will you tell us what happened, Gina? Last night at the pawnbroker's.
There's nothing to tell. I figured it'd pay me, so I broke into the place and started going through the storeroom. But the old bloke walked in on me and you know the rest. But why, Ginny? Why'd you do that? It's obvious the place is full of stuff I could sell for a shilling or two. Diving in easy, you know, so that'll work. Half the time you don't even get nothing.
Is that really why you broke into the place? Oh, we missed that. Oh.
Hello, what?
Hello? Are you sure the true reason wasn't something else?
Oh, give it a rest. What would be the point anyway, eh? Nothing I would say could make me a blind bit of difference. But tell us, Ginny, we'll believe you, whatever it is. Believe me, don't be daft. You can't believe nothing. Everyone lies all the time. And you know what? When it comes to liars, I'm the biggest of the lot. I've told some unforgivable lies, I have. But what do you mean by that? What unforgivable lies?
What?
Unforgivable lies.
What did you mean before, Gina, when you said you were the biggest liar of the lot? Why don't you tell us what these unforgivable lies you've told are? Maybe we can help.
Sorry. Well, at the time, they're gonna want to question me now. Ginny, please. Oh, yeah. I wanted to give you this, something to remember me by.
A photographic print of a really adorable cat.
I found it in one of the pockets of this coat. Ain't no point in me having it. I wonder what a little photograph like that was doing in a pocket of that overcoat. Anyway, don't bother coming again. Bye. Oh, Ginny.
White cat photographs enter the court record.
Can we examine it?
I think it's going to be a... Yeah. Oh, it doesn't. It's not magnifying glass. You
Can you flip it?
This is an adorable little cat. I think it looks a little like Wagahai. I always thought the cats like to curl up inside the heated kotetsu blanket when it snowed. Maybe British cats are different.
You know what kotatsu is?
Yes.
It's very anime.
Look in the back of the print here. There's something written on it.
13th February, 9 p.m. Article deposited, 1 small box. Loan paid. Loan amount paid, 10 shillings. Redemption deadline, 13th April, 9 p.m.
So this photographic print is a redemption ticket.
13th of February? That could be significant. It was just 2 days before the murder on the omnibus, wasn't it?
Small box. That doesn't tell us much about it, does it?
You know, if Mr. McGillis still had the ticket, then presumably he never redeemed the article. So you think the box might still be present somewhere in the shop?
Ah, yes. If it's something Mr. McGilda deposited, we need to investigate. Okay, where we go?
What else is there?
Ah,
The pawnbroker, I guess, right?
wow, triplets.
This is what happened then, last night.
That's right. The two thugs I told you about were obviously ransacking the place looking for valuables.
But apart from the policeman in here, you wouldn't know anything had happened. There's no sign of a disturbance.
No, you're right about that, actually.
And in fact, if anyone, it's the police who seem to be the one doing the ransacking.
I know what you mean. They're like a gang of organized criminals all dressed in black. Oi, I heard that.
Fish and chips.
Oh, Inspector. Good morning.
I suppose I ought to thank you for your vigilance last night. Got to the scene before it was disturbed at least.
You know, I really expected Hosonaga to be the gumshoe of the game, and
No.
he was literally just like gone. Just like, bye.
No, it's Gregson.
Yeah.
Shame the other two rogues get away in mind.
Yes, I'm sorry about that.
How do you decide extra men to the beat around here, Gregsy? Now look at what's happened. Harley's been injured because there weren't enough police on duty.
Your ladyship. Not told me you were coming.
I expect you to take full responsibility for what happened to Harley and see that he has the very best medical care.
Of course, your ladyship. The very best doctors in the capital attend to him as we speak.
Yikes. And I don't think it's Runo's fault that the rogues managed to get away, is it? Chasing criminals is a police job.
Absolutely, your ladyship. As you say, ma'am, as you say.
The gent
Yeah,
in black
well,
is
cool.
totally blameless. Everyone's in agreement about that. Well, remember, she's the one that you gave that card in the Natsume's case to let us get to go into the crime scene and stuff. Would you believe it? He's a completely different person with Iris. Talk about a personality change. Oh, well, me manners. Are you thirsty, your ladyship? Perhaps you'd like some juice. Some nice, refreshing fruit juice.
Oh, why? Are you thirsty, Grexy? I have some of my special herba tea with me if you'd like some.
Glug, 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 glug. Ah, lovely. Not very much. Really hit the spot, your ladyship. Don't even recognize him like this. What?
This tonal shift in character makes me really uncomfortable, and it's not something I want to discuss on the stream.
So,
So
how's the
weird.
investigation going, Inspector? Nothing to it, really. Very simple case, this. There's some very definitive evidence. We're just about to charge that diver we arrested last night, in fact. Gina, you're going to charge her? That's right. Should be able to bring her before the judge at the Bailey tomorrow.
Definitive evidence, you say? What is it? Come on, show me.
Your ladyship, as much as I wish I could oblige you, I'm afraid.
Ah, I see. You've already captured the pair of thugs who broke in here last night, have you?
What the?
And you're going to put them on the stand as witnesses, are you?
How could you? How could you possibly know that?
The feeling, that's all.
Mind me never to try to keep a secret from Iris. So you arrested the two men who shot Mr. Sholmes, have you? Yes. They were rounded up pretty quickly by the lads in the boat, on the beat.
I heard Sholmes and I went to autopilot.
And Mr. Straight is being held at... Oh, and Mr. Straight is being held at the prison. So I could always see too many characters right now. 2! Should be. That's assuming she hasn't lifted the key from the jailer, of course. Can you tell us anything about Mr. Sholmes? What's his condition? Sorry, I'm not at liberty to divulge that information. Scotland Yard matters are strictly confidential.
Well, I know he's being operated at St. Sinus. Why can't I see him? I'm family, you know.
I'm terribly sorry, your ladyship. It's the hospital's policy, no visiting at all.
Oh,
The bullet must have hit an artery in his midriff. It lost a fair bit of blood.
oh no.
He didn't seem too bad in the first hour or so, but a hemorrhage like that is enough to make even the one and only Sholmes pipe down. Mr. Sholmes is a human like the rest of us, you know. Well, anyway, he's having emergency surgery right now. They've got to stop the bleeding.
But he'll be alright, won't he? They'll be able to make him better.
Of course, your ladyship. They'll be right as rain before you know it.
Really? How do you know?
Eh? How do I know? Well, because, of course. Ah, yes. Because Mr. Sholmes is such a great detective, that's why.
Thanks.
You'd better pray the doctors have a better grasp of what's needed to make someone well again.
Oh dear, please don't die, Hurley. Please don't die, Hurley.
Report to your ladyship the moment I hear he's out of the operating theatre. I couldn't help noticing, Inspector. What? Out with it, sunshine. Well, there seems to be a marked difference between the way you talk to me and Iris. Watch the sauce, Sonny. I'm a copper, and we don't go in for favoritism.
Mm-hmm. But he's right, you do treat us differently.
It's because of those Adventures of Herlock Sholmes stories, that's why. Oh. I crap up in him, don't I? Inspector Tobias Gregson.
Oh, well, yes, because you're an acquaintance of Hallie's.
What did you read about the Inspector, Aris?
I don't remember, really.
It was one of Sholmes' lines. Gregson is the smartest of the Scotland Yarders. That's how he put it.
Oh, did I write that?
And you know what that one line did for me, eh? The very next month, my pay doubled. Doubled, I tell you.
Ooh, that's amazing.
All because everyone at the Yard reads them. They read all the Herlock Sholmes stories. They even set up a fan club for me.
Of course, that explains everything. It's around that time you became such a toady to me. Okay, fair enough.
Can you blame me? I'll take one bad work from you and Sholmes can change his tune about me. Gregson? No, the good detective will say. You're getting quite overrated these days. Think what would happen to my salary if that came out in print, eh? The whole thing gives me the willies. I can't tell you how many nights of sleep I've lost to worrying about it.
Been Gregsy.
Every month when the new Rants magazine comes out, my hands are trembling as I turn the pages.
Oh, how awful for you. Here, have some of my tea to settle your nerves.
Glug, 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 glug.
I would like to issue a formal apology to the Gregson estate.
Lovely, thank you very much. That would hit the spot, your ladyship.
I tried to tell you the first time. He has a good reason to suck up to her.
I mean, I don't know if it's a good reason, but like, it's definitely not what I was thinking.
A logical reason.
A logical
His
reason I
salary,
will grant.
like his salary, literally could be probably halved again. One bad move.
One bad move and he'll get paid his regular salary.
Teetotal.
What does teetotal even means?
There's something I'm supposed to talk to you about, actually, Mr. Naruto.
Teetotal?
Because he's a toady. Like, I get that. Like, that's the joke. But what's like teetotal? Like, what does that even mean?
If it was teetotally, no, that wouldn't.
Total tea?
Teetotal. Teetotal. I don't know.
It might be. If you know what it is, sound it off in the comments. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying the entire spiel. You know what to do.
Yes, what is it?
I've got an important message for you. Clean forgot about it until now.
An important message? I wonder what it could be. Are you going to tell me what this important message is then, Inspector?
Yeah, it's about that young lady who's normally by your side, your assistant.
Dear Susie, is she alright?
She's at the station, isn't she? Being questioned, I believed.
Nope, not anymore. She had to head off.
Head off? Where?
The Lord Strongheart's office, of course. He summoned her.
Ah, yes, of course. I've forgotten about that.
One of the whipstocks took her out there in a yard carriage after we finished questioning her. But she asked us to tell you she didn't have the fare for the return journey and to go and meet her there. She's got nerve using Scotland Yard as a bloomin' messaging service.
I see. Well, thank you for passing that on, Inspector.
You have to go and see the Lord Chief Justice.
She didn't tell me. But I'd better head over to the Lord Chief Justice's office to fetch her straight away.
New location. Lord
Let's
Chief
go.
Justice office.
April. British Supreme Court. Lord Chief Justice's office. Oh wow, you're so choppy in the camera. Yes. No matter how many times I come here, I always get the same sense of oppressiveness somehow.
Do you think this place is oppressive? I think it's normal.
How so?
I mean, look at that suit of armor over there. You can't take that seriously, can you?
Maybe it thinks the same about you. So everything is clear with regard. So everything clear with regards to our arrangements of trust.
Yes, thank you very much.
There they are, Sada-san and Lord Strongheart.
I wonder what they're talking about. They both look very serious.
Very good. There's nothing further to discuss. You may return to your lodgings. That wasn't the voice I was doing for him. What was it? No doubt you have much to do in preparation for your return to the homeland. Wait, what did you just say? You return to your homeland. Sada-san!
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo.
What was all that about? Ah, Mr. Naruhodo. Thank you for coming to collect your colleague. What's all this about? What are you talking about, why are you talking about Mr. Sada's return to her homeland? And... tomorrow?
Tomorrow? But what about Ginny's trial? You mean... she's been formally charged now? Oh dear. Oh, I've always dreamed of sitting on a huge desk like that and looking important.
Why don't you try it then? Discreetly, of course.
Alright, I will. Tell me how I look. So you were saying about Susanoo having to go home tomorrow? And then he's just like winking at Iris like, yeah, go. Huh? Well, Runo, what do you think?
A little too discreet. I can't even see you. Those giant suits of armor are still facing each other menacingly across the room. They're just standing there, menacingly.
I just can't understand. Give me a second. Oh, I just can't understand why anybody would wear things like that in battle. They must be so heavy.
I expect to invent some special lightweight suit if that was down to you, wouldn't you, Iris?
I think if it was me, I'd invent a world where people didn't need to fight each other in the first place.
Iris, you're a champion.
Well, what do you think? That was a model answer, wasn't it?
She's 10, Ryunosuke. 10. And she's leading you around by the nose.
Oh my goodness, look at all these books!
Yes, there are books about the judicial systems of all different Western nations.
Even for someone like me. It would take at least 10 days to read all these.
Just 10 days.
Oh, I was only joking, Runo. I thought it'd be fun to play up my genius.
It's scarily believable with you, that's the trouble.
I believed it.
Should we stop here or should we talk a little?
Oh, is it 8?
It's just after 8. It's 8:01.
Yeah, I lost track of time. Is it a good stopping point, or do you think?
Depends. Do you think we should find out more about this, or do you think this is a good, nice cliffhanger?
It's a good cliffhanger. We'll pick up on Thursday.
Yep.
Right? This Thursday?
Yeah, that's the current plan.